All right, because the water can come in easily. So some water was coming in. Anyway, we went back to rain. The following day, I sent some pictures of, you know those heads of presidents, American presidents. Sometimes you see the pictures. Mount Rushmore. We're 2.5 hours away, so we went there. Before we left the morning, we were told, put your things in plastic bags, garbage bags, because there was a storm. A storm that called. You know, it's like what it for yes, but it went like for about 10-15 minutes. That's what there was going to be a storm. Alright? When we got back in the evening, they had already evacuated. We were told to put your things in that, so we packed up. When we got back, we were told stay on the bus. There was no space for us to go into the middle bit. So if you had to sleep in there, you have to stand up and sleep. So it's shoulder to shoulder, back to back, belly to back to belly. I'm saying that when we start, I'm calling about the experience. Not for you to be afraid or anything. It's natural, right? But sometimes you have to humble. Good? So persons were close to each other. When the rain stopped falling or eased out, some people came out. Because that's what they said they were doing. But we were fortunate. We sat on our bus, we sang, we prayed, all kinds of choruses, right? And we prayed. The rain stopped. We had to wait until we were told that it was okay. We did not have any. Tents may have been wet, but our clothes didn't get wet because we were told about it. But you know, some people still won't do it. Right, TJ? Not you know word I'm saying. That off, I don't speak one, maybe I'm selfish. Please not hear a word that I'm saying. God, his mind is elsewhere. His eyes are elsewhere. Alright, so I'm not saying that these things will happen. You were at, some of you were at 2019. Was it 2019? Camry? Camry, you remember? Yes, ma'am. 2019. 2019. Oh, who was that? Who was that there? Nobody here from there. Only Stefan went to DR. And we got flooded up Friday night. Friday night. So Saturday there was no church. We got flooded up. We had to come out. My tent, when I got back to my tent, I didn't go to my tent. I went to a tent to seek refuge. All the boys had to find somewhere to shelter. When I saw my tent the next time, my suitcase was sailing on the water, sailing inside the tent. Seriously, a lot of water, yes. So no Sabbath church. I had to borrow clothes. You understand that daughter there, so I had clothes from them to wear, t-shirt, basically. Alright, so on this one, so we've had experience, right? We've had experience of being flooded out, and we've had experience of trying to find shelter. And I had to be pushing, getting into rooms, to see how well they could get our pathfinders in there, so they could be secure, even if they had to sit, right? But we had to be there for the night. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay, Wednesday, everything started late, because we were drying out. We walk around and hear people sending out videos, water, some place water up to the knee. Some places they never went back. Right? Some camps, live up whatever tents were left, they take up everything and then go until they sleep. Right? Good, not far, an hour away. That was after what they call the storm. But we have been in heavy rain, and we know what it can be like. Okay, so everything started late Wednesday, and the theme was believe in the promise. Believe in the promise. The story was that of Moses. Moses leading the children of Israel from Egypt to Canaan. So when we start Canaan this morning, what we're doing as we said Jesus comes to us is really looking at, right, a situation that we have been practical. So when we have the play, right? important. Thursday, first full day. Let me tell you, they had a lot of activities for young people, and whole people activities, a lot of honors were taught. I was not, into my personal experience, I was not interested in being an honor. I did 16 one time, got 21 next time, so I was going for honors. I wanted to go to Gillette because I wanted to see what the environment was like. Even daytime was cold. Nobody pushed me the bench, and they pushed me. Leave want to sleep, go sit somewhere else, please. They push it back, you're pushing the bench to the door, not elevator. Alright, so Thursday was a full day. We didn't have internet in our tents. You have to go to one of the buildings to get wireless, right? And sometimes at night, because my tent camp was near to one of the buildings, I would write my messages, and then I would go over to the building, and they would sit down, right? Okay, that's what you had to work it out. It wasn't for us to go by myself. Alright, so Thursday we had full-blown activities from morning. I think the honor started like from after 7. You signed up already, but you have to get in a line to get into a room. Just like how we had in the last camboree, right? And some places give you the patch, some say you go down to admin source and buy your patch. There are lots of creative honors and so that we would normally do here. So I didn't do any this time around. And I didn't go out too far either. That was Thursday. Friday morning we woke up to hear that camp breaking Friday evening because I expected tornado the following week. You know what happened to that tornado? Anybody can tell me? You tell me.
It's a gun here. Make all stuff different what they will use. Make things fly around.
Takes up everything.
Yeah, man, you said take up the roof. Well, I like what he said. It takes up everything in its span. You know, the storm we had in Tuesday evening, sometimes blew up. Because where the Jamaicans were, one of their tents blew up. Right? I'm sorry, where Jamaicans were? We had a Jamaican delegation, a Jamaican union. We had the best campsite, believe me. Where they were, I never got there, but I know that side was not good. One of my friends told me that a multiple, the Jamaican group in rainfall, you have to walk in God to get there. But this was Saturday, so I didn't really tell you. But their kitchen, their assembly didn't blow up. So they had come and stayed at a gymnasium from the Sunday into the Monday when they were able to go on camp. So that's where they stayed. When you had to walk around, my sister was there from Florida, and I had to find her. So when we heard Friday morning now, that tornado, now can you imagine? Look at, you went to Camboree. You went to Camboree, right? Yes, you went to Camboree, and you saw the amount of tents we had there. Did you see them? This is not 1 meter. This is not one. Look at that. I'm serious. Right? The Spanish-speaking people, when we had one, would not come as they wished. You may not know, but some of those Spanish people don't have passport. You understand me? So when they drive from Colombia, Venezuela, all of those places, go to like Panama, once you're on the continent, it's landmass. You drive. Go to Puerto Rico, you drive. Dominican Republic, they have to fly part of the way. Good? However, or they can take boats. Understand? So some of them don't have passport to come to Jamaica. So a lot of them From here, my sister is up here, so I'm being downtown. That's where we were, north, south. We didn't have anybody behind us, some tents, but hers, she had a lot of people beyond where she was, right? But it's a huge place, I'd say, and I walk until I retire, right? But a lot of training went on, pin training. So what we're going to try to start doing is to start getting pins made, our own club pins. I'll show you one next time that my sister's club had. We have some of the champion pins and campus traded pins. So you can always trade a pin for another pin. And I think young people enjoy doing that. Right? The food for me was American food because I traveled in American food. But this is what I said. It's sometimes, but you ate what was provided. Right? I went to visit some friends way over on the other side. And when I went, I heard the director say to someone on the outside, she said, it's supper time, and she said, get a plate for Sister Annie. From where? From Minnesota. So what was your experience? What did they say? Oh yes. Yes, let me tell you something. When we sat on the bus, right? They used the breakfast when I was in Jamaica, I was sitting next to me. And when the rain was falling, the kind of eased up, I said to him, I'm waiting to see the rainbow. Because believe the promise. It's a rainbow. Who was it? Noah? Right. When the Lord sent the rainbow, and I said, I'm waiting to see the rainbow. The club director sat maybe the seat up in front of us. And afterwards I heard her say, there's the rainbow. So we looked up, it was a positive. Here was the promise. No more water. Stop it right there. So the presence of the rainbow was like everybody was so happy. Everybody looking. And sometimes when you have one rainbow and there's a reflection, so they say it was two rainbows. But you could see that one was strong and the other one was a little pale and not as straight, not as streamlined, not as blurry. But it was there. So yes, here is the promise. We never had rain like that after that, but we did have rain. But we didn't have any other storm. But the tornado was dangerous. With 60,000 persons living under tents, you could not take a chance, and I don't blame them. But it never happened. The weather is so unpredictable, right? If you decide to go, you can go, but we have to prepare better for it and expect just about anything. But God was good. We left the day on Sabbath. We drove to Denver, 5-6 hours to Denver, Colorado. And would you believe that most of the drive was still in the state of Wyoming? Close, when we got relatively close, we were in Colorado, near to Denver. Some persons stayed at the airport, some went to a hotel to sleep overnight. And it's Porta Johns, just like the Camporee, so we used to all of that, And we were able to fly out on Sunday. I spent 2 weeks in Florida, and I'm happy that I stayed because I have to call Sister Ann Thompson and Sister Carly, and said, bring me some food. I could hardly move. I was pain all over, right? I didn't get any hot back when I spoke to my feet. How many times because I couldn't move, right? My whole body was tired. So I'm glad I was there for the 2 weeks. The Lord provided. He knew what was going to happen, so He took care of that. But a good experience, and you meet your people from all over the world, right? Establish friendships through networking. God is good. Tomorrow we don't know as we reminisce him out, yes, and we were short staff. So he was not with all the spiritual good people. Whoever was involved. And I told him, and I'm commending him now, right here in front of Nebula, in front of our AYM. Kay was a counselor. She did well. Patrick was a counselor, and Patrick did very, very well. I think it's the only name unit. I think that no one is not on the race flag, but his boys were always disciplined. I can tell you too that Stavel is the first year a counselor, first time as a counselor. And if I was to grade all my young men who were counselors, I would give him an A. An A, not E for effort. I would give him an A, but I would not score the A because he would think that he did so well that he gets an A. Excellent. But I would beat him. He is a B because he has to grow. Yes, he has to grow. My other two counselors with a D, and I will tell them why. They would have gotten a D because they were more like campers than counselors. But they will learn. And it was the second time that they were serving as counselors. One I would get a C, but the other one definitely a D. No, I'm not going to call them names, but they know themselves. One a C, but the other one is a D. Thank you very much. Any other counselors? No, we were the counselors, the officers who served at camp this year. So I want to thank you all for being there, and I want to thank you for the role that you played. Yes, one made more effort than the other one. So the one who started more is the one who got the other one. Don't look at me like that.
Alright, let's answer those who were at summer camp this year. You were at summer camp?
Coming to you live from the Stablema.
Alright. I'm even over campus to
Captain Summer Camp America.
Alright, and we had a wonderful time this year in Montego Bay. Alright, so we were able to, because we had a good bump there, you can say, for the most part. We had the luxury of being to show up. Some persons have used the shower system, they were feeling 24/7 right through. Alright, nice bathroom, they get to innocent. Right. So this was a camp of a difference in that we were in Montego Bay, we were not in our usual habitat, that's in St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach, Camp Graham. This time we were at Western Conference, the dormitory, and it was camp with a difference. I thoroughly enjoyed summer camp this year. It was awesome to see all the persons from St. Elizabeth. They were out in their numbers and knowing that they recently suffered losses. Many persons had their homes damaged as a result. The house damaged as a result of Hurricane Beryl. I just have to be singing the deep song from camp. You don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, trouble stay don't last always. And then we're gonna ask, and we had a very first time camp. It's the first time camp, that's right. I'm gonna invite Jen to come and share with you first time and just share with us what camp was like from day one to us, from the start to the finish. So when you hear from our officers as well, they will share with us what it was like being in charge of a unit. Let's go together with one unit and put on the cell phone. Yes, stop tilting the chair. The bench, sorry. Let's go together with one unit and to worry after 3. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, trouble stay, don't Just lift your hands and say, oh, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way. My life is in your hands. With Jesus I can take it. With him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way. My life is in your hands. So when your tests and trials may seem to get you down, and all your friends and loved ones, they are nowhere to be found. Remember, there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, oh, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way. My life is in your hand. With Jesus I can take it. With him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way. My life is in your hands. No matter what may come my way. My life is in your hands. No matter what may come my way. My life is in your hands. And so, for those of you who went to camp, you would have entrusted yourselves into God's hand. Alright, so you may not have had the vegetarian food for the first time, because before, it was the first time having tofu, it was the first time having chickpea, it was the first time having lentils, first time having triplets. It was the first time having vulgar porridge. Whatever the case was, but you trusted God that God would have made everything all right, and God made everything all right. You were contented with the little that you had. Maybe the bed wasn't as comfortable because it was so nice. It was a single sleeper. You had to be careful not to twist and turn for those on the bump, the top bump. You had to be very careful not to fall off. But you trusted God so much that your life was in his hand. And I just said, what if I did? Just come and share with us what his experience is like as a first-time camper for Western Europe 2024.
I was relocated by first time experience. I was relocated by what of the experience. What about
an overview of some of the Western Yoga 2024 course. It says about Western Yoga, tells about the highs and lows. Alright, let's hear from you. And then Madam Lisa, did you serve with you?
So we're spending about 24 hours grades. The food was okay. The bathroom was okay. Like half of my food was horrendous. Sports day was also good because I was playing netball and I won.
Wow, she said she won.
Also, my payment was fine. Right here. Exercise in the morning. Never practice. Going to all.
Alright, so DK went to camp and she forgot, she has forgotten almost most of what took place. Kamisa, let's say from each other, so let's see Kamisa get help to fill her in or fill us in on something interesting. And I'm going to do that.
Okay, happy Sabbath everyone, good evening. So it started off with us being here and different persons were here from different districts. We kind of traveled as a parish in a sense. And so we had devotion and then we left later than we expected. I thought I was late, but I wasn't. Then we left, we started the journey to go to Montego Bay and West Jamaica Conference at the headquarters. And we were out there and I was like, then what's going on? But I don't really see anybody. Well, persons weren't there, I think they were from St. Elizabeth. But I was like hoping to see a bunch of persons from like, St. James and Hanover. But they came later on. So we were there and we were hungry. So Michaela and we left and we went to buy something to eat before it officially started. Yeah, we were registered and so, but we were hungry, so we had to do that. So we got the food, we came back, and we ate, and then we went inside the main auditorium, we got the instructions, then we went to our dorms and so on. Yes, and then we had our opening ceremony, and it was great. So basically each day, we'd wake up, we'd have exercise, which I wasn't really a fan of because of how I set up my bathing schedule. I would sweat up myself for the rest of the day, so I chose to take my shower in the night. So when I bathe in the night, I have a nice cool, night's rest, and I wake up and I'm ready to start the day fresh. I go and sweat up myself, and then the day just feels mucky. So I tried not to exert myself much, but then Mr. Woody, he dragged it out of us. So sometimes you'd come to me and he said, no, you come do this. So you were forced to participate. I remember one day I was sick, I was feeling ill. So when I went out there, I pushed and I did the laps around the field. And I said, yes, and I almost finished the lap. I couldn't finish it because I felt sick. So I just stopped and I went and I said, okay, I don't feel good. I tried to bear it, but I couldn't bear it no more. I went and sit and I said, no, sir, I have to go. And then I went back up and it was quite terrible, but I recovered from it. I was having some other little challenges while I was there. I wasn't comfortable at some little points, but in the end, it was great. So that's good. pure fun, and Sister Annie would tell us this camp wasn't a camp for rough life per se, it was luxury, it was a fun camp. Because during the days, most of the days we had bounce about and different rides, so it was really fun. And then we would have meetings in the morning, devotion, which would set the tone for the day and so. And the view was great from upstairs. You could see the sea and everything. Anyways, continuing, we had a social Saturday night. It was great. I didn't participate that much. I started to, but because it was a lot of us, it was hard for everybody to really. Because if you play 24 bounces now, it's more than for them there, so they probably don't even see you. So then you just there and exert yourself and clapping, and you would not know anything clapping. So I just stepped out, and then they were having fun, and I watched and so on. And then Sunday, it was supposed to be sports day, I think, but it was just like football match, and so which we enjoyed. And then the next day was another part of like day 2 of sports day, and I ran and I came third. Yes, I did a long distance, but actually, okay. So let me tie to you the ambassador program. So first, I want to thank God for using Sister Smith to come to me and persuade me to join the ambassador challenge. So basically, before going to camp, I had it in my mind. It just run across my mind on the ambassador challenge, and I was like, well, that's kind of my thing, but I don't really want to do it because it's my first summer camp. So I wasn't really interested. I was interested, but I didn't want to push out that for this year. So I said it's fine, and then I go and then Sister Smith is like, no, the ambassador challenge, and so I'm like, yes, but like, as I said, when I was there, I was kind of sickish in a sense, and then I wasn't feeling it. So basically, I considered it, but then I said, I can't bother. I remember even when we were meeting, Brother Kemar was there, Sister Smith was there, and I think 2 other persons were out there. And I know that like when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, that was a bad impression, because I go up there and I just look so down, and I'm just there and I'm like, it's like I don't want to be here right now. And they're like, you should, and they're encouraging me. I said, alright, what is it about? They're telling me what it's about, and then I said, okay, then I'll try. And so I competed with another girl. Well, another girl was also a part of the challenge, and who I would be with, like she's a female, and then they had 3 other males. So it was a good experience, and I was unwell, so I'm going back to Monday now. I was unwell, but we were meeting to make like final preparations for the banquet, which would be in the evening. So I was there not feeling good. I was alright, so we're supposed we had breakfast, and which they judged for table etiquette. That was the morning before, the morning after, that Monday morning, we were there, and Sister Smith had told us to meet. We had breakfast. Sister Smith told us to meet her at the headquarters, like where the office is. So we could see the different presidents and secretaries and treasurers for over the years. So they were down there, and I was up top of the dorm area. I wasn't feeling well, so I had to stay there for a while. I was in the restroom because I was sick, So I was there, and I'm like, oh gosh, and then Durani called me and said, I'm coming, and I'm hurried, and I went up, and I'm thinking too, well, this is a bad impression again, but I hurried, and I went up there. I was trying to catch up on what's going on. Sister Smith eventually left us there. We were practicing our opening song, and then we were also like, we were around the ambassador for the year. The previous year, she was giving us tips and so on. And we were there, and we were practicing, and then at that time, I didn't have my talent as yet. I didn't have my introduction as yet. That was most of, that's the case for most of us too. We were all there trying to figure it out. So now, we're leaving now, we're going down, and I said, okay, by 11 or so, I have to leave because I need to work now, I wanted to participate in sports since Mrs. Smith was telling us, which I had already known I would have to take into consideration. She was like, you have to know where you to share the sports day because you have to prepare for the evening, the display, the thing. And then we want to also participate in sports. So we have to know how to balance it. So I was there and I said, all right, I want to do the 800 because that's what I can do. I can't do the sports. So I was there and I said, tell me this time because I want to participate and I also have to leave soon. So I was there and it's an 800 and I hurried and I went and I ran and then I came third, thank God. And then after that, I said, all right, I have to leave now. So I walked all the way back up to Harrison where the seating area is and I sat there, but then I dozed off, I fell asleep and I woke up back because the sleeping schedule was rigorous. Like, alright, you go to your bed like after 10 or so or later because by the time I reach up and so, alright, I'll be there, the service and the peak of tiredness is there and once that passes, it's like I can't sleep again. So I'll go back up to the dorm and I'll be there, can't sleep, and then I go to my bed late, and then I wake up like, I have to wake up like at least after 6, at least, because it's by 5 o'clock I have to wake up. So I'm there, tired, got up back, work on the introduction, work on the talent, and so on, and then I didn't want to go with somebody to the banquet because that's not really, I can't remember what it was so. So I just went and stay and then I was just there and then I went to get ready because I was working on my stuff, came back to the cafeteria, working on it and went to get ready now for the banquet. And then somebody I knew, I know the person, I said, alright, fine, I'll just go with somebody. And it never really, I couldn't go by myself anyways. Because both of us were in the competition, we didn't really, so it was just regular anyways. But, yeah, that part. Anyway, so that was that. I was there, and the part I was most nervous about was the question and answer. Because you have the introduction there with you, and you have the talent right there with you. But the question and answer now is like you're there, they ask you a question, it can be any question, everybody's staring at you, and your mind can just go blank at any point. So it was nerve-wracking for me, but I was like, I'm trying to calm, and I was, I'm trying to calm myself down and just be okay. So everything went through well. My talent piece was, so I tried to surround it, since we're celebrating our 80th anniversary, I didn't want to just do something regular, I wanted to do something that would kind of represent that, So I went on the website and I ensured that my piece, my dub piece, brought out the 80th anniversary theme. So I did that, but I started it as though I was like a news reporter, and then I said, we are here on site, and she will now present, and then I presented. So I kind of played that two parts in a sense. And after that, now it was question time. And then most persons were like struggling with the questions. They got something like that. Oh, I don't get nothing that And like, I was like, alright, it was my turn now. I go up there, and they asked me for 2 events that the West Jamaica, the youth department hosts on a yearly basis. It's like, alright, not so bad. So I think I mentioned Youth Rally and I mentioned West Jamaica. And they asked me to mention how it benefited me. And so of course I added that to it. I was like, oh, this is over now. It's time to know announce the winner and all those stuff. So I didn't even get to eat much because we were like all over the place in circles. And then now it was time to announce. I called up everybody and they're like, because I don't like when people hype me up or pump me up or anything like that. So I just stop. And then they announced that I was the winner and I was happy. So this is the trophy that I got. And then we got this. Okay, so the male ambassador got this sash to wear, and yes, we got a cash prize and a thermos light. It looks like a Stanley, but it's not a Stanley, but it looks like one, and that's, you know. So yes, and yeah, those are the awards, and we got to sit in the chair, and we said how we felt about being the ambassadors. On the final day, we were there, and it was time to leave. Everybody wanted camp to be extended, and at one point, I believe I thought that it was actually going to be extended because everybody talking about it, but no, it didn't work out. Chadwin and I, we tried to do a review video, which we did, and we sent to the associate director for youth ministries. But I thought, alright, I wouldn't have posted it on my page or so, but I just went through them since it was there. They posted it. He posted it on his personal page, the part one, but the part two wasn't posted. But I have them still, and yes, so it was just us interviewing persons to see how their camp experience was. Then we all packed up, and then we left, and we said goodbye. And you know, some persons were heartbroken and all that stuff. But we came back down, and we were dropped off. But the gate here was closed. If you want to get detailed, the gate here was closed, so we went down there, and our parents had to pick us up, and yes, everybody was scammed, and yes, it was a great experience. It was very great, and I will go back again. It's my first time, so I know I missed out on a lot. Years ahead, but that's it.
Alright, let's get everybody for the campus in this room. Alright, thank you very much for me, thank you for Jim and the UK that we left. Okay, yes, this has been just pointed out, or just to remind you, or to inform those of you who may not know, the ambassadors, they have the dubious distinction of going the next camp free of cost. So the ambassadors, male and female, they go to the next camp, that's next year 2025, Western Utah, free of cost. Alright, so to those of you.
Alright, may I just say that Kamar and I were on the team, right? On the Ambassador Challenge team from Western, right? And we are here from the Southern District, and we have potential, and we could not really be members of that team and did not have a representative from Westmoreland. And so we look at ourselves and we agree, right? So we said, Tramisa will represent us. And you hear what she said, she was hesitant. And honestly, she was making excuses. And I was not taking them, but encouraging her. She not feel good. I said, you're going to be fine. Come back, it's not working, you are going to be fine. And I can tell you that she did very, very well. There were 3 judges. I was there. And Neil Griffith, who was a camp ambassador 1 year when he was at Treasure Beach, and my friend Keisha, she was a counselor, and they were very impressed. I can tell you that now. We never talked afterwards, but they were very, very impressed with Tramisa's entire presentation, her department, her speech, her presentation. They were really impressed. It was only 2 of them, but they both did well. But she was older, more mature, and so on, so she did very well. And we were very happy for her. It was easy for the judges to say who was the winner of the challenge. And I congratulate Charles Vaz from Bakersfield. He placed third in the group, right, for the gentlemen. And Chadwick was the second timer. Iran was first. But I think they collaborated well, right? And they gave support to each other, which I think was very, very good. And we will continue to run the program whether at our Easter camp or at Westwood any year at all. Thank you, sir.
All right, and I think I'm just going to invite our 2 counselors. We had TJ and Sada to what the experience was like, certainly as officers this year, as counselors. Tell us what the experience is like, how does it feel being now in the position of leadership, all right, because you know that leading young people can be a very daunting task. And so what do you from them, being young themselves this year from them?
Good afternoon. So I am unit 18, age is 13. Yes. Jaden was one of my unit members. So experience being a counselor was, it's like being a parent. It's like being a father. You know, looking after them, making sure they eat, making sure they go to their life, making sure they're doing their duties, just making sure that they're okay overall. You know, it's like being a parent. And for the first time, it's my first time being a counselor, and it was quite an experience. I would definitely do it again. Not to say there weren't hardships, and it was the ups and downs. It was a bit difficult, but by the third night, it was a bit easier because the children would have, they would have known exactly how to operate by then because I have sat down and talked to them. I remember it was a Saturday morning. I decided to sit with them, and I talked to them. Letting them know what they should not know, what they should do, and the stuff because some of them were not baptized members. So I had to educate them on what to do on the Sabbath and what not to do. At night, it wasn't the most difficult part because some don't want to go to their beds. Some don't want to go to their beds. Some are on their phone, playing video games and stuff like that. But eventually, when it slides out, we got them to settle down, put on the phones and go to bed. Until I was a little hard because they are children and some of them do not listen. Some of them do not listen. We had our fair share of disrespect for unit members. Specifically from TJ's unit, which was unit 17. Oh yeah, it's that one, that one. Yeah. Huh? As I said, we had our with members, but we eventually got through to them. We eventually got through to them. One of them not so much. But I hope that in future times you will, become a better young man and realize that certain things you should not be doing. But it was quite an experience, Jaden here was one of my well-behaved unit members. He was well-behaved, right? He got full marks on most of his stuff. His bed was always in order, his bed was always there. He and another one who was the captain of the unit, Zoe Hines, those two were the first ones to spread their beds in the morning, and they always look neat and tidy. I always tell the other unit members to model after them because they were always tidy. They were always put together. I love the way how they operated. For his first time at camp, he was well behaved. He was an excellent unit member. The directors who inspected our unit, I think one was Woody, and the other one, I don't remember the name's name, but it was a director. Really? It was a good experience. I don't hand over to my coach that was in the same room as me. He will tell you what he thought of our camping experience. Well, to say what I did outside unit, after I would get them down for breakfast in the mornings, I'll come back ensure that everything is in place because sometimes the room gets a little dirty. I will come back, make sure the room is in place. Sometimes I'll probably get a 30-minute nap because it's very hard to keep them as send them to bed in the night. Sometimes it takes us longer. But when I come back to the unit, I make sure that everything is okay. And I think one thing to make sure that there wasn't any garbage inside our unit. I had garbage bags placed at the front part of the unit, half the window, so whatever garbage they had there, I would throw it in there, so that helped to keep the unit clean. You know, I also I would get a broom when there's inspection time. I instruct them to make sure they're under their beds and around their surrounding is clean, so the inspector comes and doesn't have any problems. My day in life at camp, after my unit members will go out and do their duties and their amounts, doing whatever they're doing. Sometimes I'll go out, socialize with my friends. Well, I'm not really the type of person to talk to people I don't know, but I try my best to socialize with people I don't know. It was a very fun experience, and the males in my dorm, I don't know if it's a regular camp thing, but all of the males in our dorm became friends overnight. All the males became friends overnight. Even at one point, we were downstairs and we were singing and worshiping, and the worshiping got so intense that we were going up the stairs and down the stairs. I don't know if everybody remember that night. Yes, I don't know if everybody remember that night. But that same night after, I think it was Jamaica night, they asked us to come again and perform in their praise and worship. I felt truly blessed. It was a great experience worshiping with strangers. It was great. It was honestly great. I felt blessed. And I felt fulfilled worshiping with my fellow brothers and sisters. I love it. And one of the things I like to mention, most of the dorm members, especially the old ones, they were very respectful. I didn't encounter any form of disrespect with anybody from the dorms. Not that I don't know about my fellow counselor here, but I didn't experience any disrespect between any counselor, any unit members from different units. They were all respectful, they were polite, they were cool guys. So I would definitely go back to camp just to be in their presence again, because it was, as I said, it was a delightful experience, and I absolutely loved it.
Amen. Camp was good. The regular problems that we usually have at Treasure Beach were there, so I was happy for that for the most part. I was able to shower normally. I actually had privacy. Food was on time, but the walk to and from the food was quite the work. I am not the slimmest person, so I would know those stairs gave my knees some challenge. I'm not sure how my director did it, but she managed. I knew I was able to manage. But let's talk about my unit members. I don't know what my counselor friend was doing, but disrespect was being thrown at me left and right. I had to duck, dodge, and weave. Not from my unit members, but from outside the unit. Oh my. It was the gentlemen, some of the older gentlemen at camp this year, they were just, I'm not sure what word to use, but they were a bit, and they were confused or they didn't understand what they were supposed to be doing. Some of them, they wanted to tell you how to do things. There was a night out there, everybody had gone up and they said lights up, and a young man wanted to go downstairs. And I told him he couldn't go, and there was a guy older than me who wanted to start arguing with me. He was the chef from downstairs who had to come and calm him down. But enough about that. Let's talk about the good part about camp. My unit members were awesome. They were good children. It did not take them long for them to start
for the most part. They were, as I said, respectful. But I wouldn't really know much about them. As my director said, I was not being a counselor. I was more of a camper than a counselor. For the socialization part, that was, I just did not feel like talking very much this year. So I did more sitting by myself than talking to people. And that's like weird for me because I chat a lot. Yes, we know. But for this year, I did less talking than usual. I made friends, but not the amount you think I normally made. The first day was a bit down to me because the weather was like gloomy. People were like, it's like they didn't want to be there. Me, I was glad to be there because I was going to see friends I haven't seen for a long time. And, you know, it's camp. Who's not happy about camp? The spiritual aspect and the event aspect of camp were awesome. The spiritual aspect was beautiful. It's always beautiful. At camp, there's just this thing about the spiritual aspect. It's just, so they set the bar for about here, and it's always up here. My favorite night was definitely Jamaica night. That night was awesome, but I did not have the voice to do, you know, the regular shouting. I think by the third day or the second day, my voice left, and it never came back fully until we were leaving, until I was at Petersfield coming down. My voice didn't came back. I did so much screaming on camp. We were having a praise and worship session in the morning, and our friend Duran, he was there. He was in the crowd, and they called him out. And because he's my friend, I'm going to encourage him. So he was there singing, you know, putting on the vibe. So we were on the back and we were clapping and we were dancing and we were having a great time. As I said, I was being a counselor every now and then, make sure that they made their beds, were at duties on time, but I was doing me. The night before social, a couple minutes before social, the gentlemen were having an arm wrestling competition. And I placed myself in there. Every now and then the shoulder still hurts. It was all vibes with them. Even though they were disrespectful, when it came onto a group activity, you would not be able to, you know, like look in the crowd and say, he doesn't have any manners. They were all respectful to each other. They all knew how to have fun, when to obey the rules, and there were some of them there who always ensured that the little ones were always kept in line. They always, you know, tried to keep them on the right track. My friends were awesome. I was awesome. Camp was awesome. The food was okay, as I said. Yeah, I got to shower regular, like, but the sleeping schedule, folks, as I was already designated a counselor, I had to be at almost all the meetings they had. I could not pretend like I was sleeping and then get away with it because Stavel and Deshaun would not allow me. If I'm in my bed, Deshaun would just come and grab my leg and pull me out of the bed. Stavel, he would not leave until I have gotten up and was walking out with him. So most of the times we were out from after 5 and we were not sleeping until like after 1. Most of the times he and I we only showered in the evenings like at 2 o'clock. That was the only time we actually get everybody to bed and have the time to go and shower. So I had to do a little watching to see when the officers and other directors were going to use the bathroom. So when the pipes were on, so I could take a shower. But it was fun for the most part. One day, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I woke up with a very bad headache. And I was on the brink of crying. I felt like I wanted to cry. I called my mother. And you know, our mother is the one teaching goes along with you. So she gave me some advice and I followed. And I felt a bit better. God bless my mother. Amen. God bless all mothers. Amen. But camp was camp. And I definitely go I'm definitely going next year. Not would, I'm going next year. I'm not sure about anybody else. Yes, I'm going to that one. If there's a camp, I'm going to be there. If I can be there, I'm going to be there. So that's just me. I'm going to always be a camp. I'm a camp guy. So I invite each and every one of you here to camp because it's fun. It's not always just about the fun. I also run. Yes, I participated in sports day. Unfortunately, I got fourth place. It's not third, second, or first. So I ran. It was fun. And that's my rap about camp.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We want to say thank you to all our first timers, those who served as camp officers. Big thank you for the work that you do and the service you have rendered. We're not here to pay you, we can't pay you for the work that you have done. And so to bring this part of the service to a close, we have been camping for morning. We have been, worshiping under the theme, Jesus camps with you. Alright, that has been our theme across the world. Jesus camps with you. Alright, so around the world, as you know, today is being celebrated. Before I got to church this morning, I was at home and I was watching an African country, I'm not sure which country exactly, and they had a very similar summer school program to us, the 10th idea, a very similar program I saw this morning while I was watching. I don't know if it was Sweden, the channels, I'm not sure which channel my heart is watching, but I saw a part of it. And so we just want to let you know that whatever we do, you're not listening, that whatever we do, Jesus is always camping with us. Wherever we go, Jesus is always camping with us. And it doesn't matter where we choose to be. Once we have decided to put our trust in God's hand, once we decide to put our lives and trust Him with our lives, God will receive us. So during this service, we're going to be standing and singing dedication 51. He is dying in the west. Have this touching earth with rest. Then we will pray to close off. Amen. Please stand, can you all stand, take out your windows, or find it on your devices. 51. Have we found it? Number 56. The day the gathers, Lord, is under the darkness falls at thy behest. To thee, our morning hymns ascend, thy praise shall hallow now on west. We thank thee that thy church on sleep to abide with us, and that as we face the trial week, that we will put our cares, our trust, everything, all into God's hand.
Let us pray. Okay, let us pray. Also, Kevin, and loving God. We thank you for your goodness and your mercies towards us. Father, as we always pathfinders and be pathfinders, I'm asking you to anoint them all from the crown of their head to the sole of their feet. Be with them in their everyday life, I pray, dear God. Guide and direct them that they will turn out to be good men and women of tomorrow. I'm asking you, dear Father, to let that those who have been to camp once done some good lessons, that they will pass them on to their friends and to their colleagues and their fellow peers. Father, as we head on to the new week, please be with us all. Help that we will be guided by your guidance, by your Holy Spirit. Forgive us of our sins, cleanse us all of everything that is unlike you, dear Father. And be with us. Remove the stumbling block from our way, or show us clear around them, as we, dear Father, negotiate and maneuver in this cruel world that we are living in. We thank you for hearing and for answering our prayers. In Jesus' name, amen.
Miss Yvette. All right, thank you so much for coming. Our next regular meeting, club meetings, be seated. Club meetings are second and fourth Sundays at 8. Club meetings, Kefir, we're happy to have Kefir and Melissa with us this afternoon. Both of them, when Melissa has been away from school for over a year, and Kefir has just started school. And Carrie Deshawn, TJ will be TJ. All right, so we're happy that you were able to join us, be here with us today. They were not in uniform, those can't fit them anymore, they work out and then go you. They don't really know it, but they're here today. From morning until this point in time, and we are really happy for them, and we wish them well as they will return to other places with other responsibilities, other adventures that they have started or are continuing. Rest of it. So please remember now we'll send the notice out, and we're going to get all the numbers up with you. Once you're in units, then we'll have your contact, and we'll start giving you our TJ so that we can. We are not investing this year, but we're going to be preparing. I don't know when it's other tests. We are preparing for next year. And if there's anyone who believes that they are ready for investiture for this year, then we will talk. But we need to start the pathfinder start training, the master guide training for our young men who have already completed and were invested as guides. And I think that Stephen will do good as a puppeteer, use little gestures, and so on. Yes, Stephen, I'm watching on training. And it's not one is the other. So here's the technology trade. Right. Sean had made it for me to call it straight at me. Okay, fine, and then you go over there doing what I don't know. If you don't make them make a fool of you here, good. Okay, so it was nice being here today. It was a good day. My summary of summer camp, Director Kemal, was that it was more fun. It was more fun than learning. Not that you could learn from the experiences, but all them walk and jump up and all of those things, right? More than one day. For me, that was a whole lot of fun. We didn't have many instruction, many honor classes. We never had many craft classes. We never had many of those sessions. We did have a session on social graces, right, which we were happy for, and we were happy that we had members of our group who served as officers. All right, and they're looking over to your, for next year, we are thankful and hopeful. I want to wish you a good week at school. You are all in different classes. Some of you are going to different schools. Now I see which one of you is a troublemaker. We're going to different schools, or we are in different classes. Some finish their 5th form and they're going on to 6th form. Some are going other places, all right, so that they can continue their education. We want to wish you well, and we pray and hope that the Lord will just continue to bless all of us. All right, we are free to go for those who want to join. We will get more information to your parents. All right, may God bless all of us.